the thing that nearly broke your business is actually the thing that made it take off. Corbin Briggs didn't have investors. He wasn't a tech bro. He was a tattoo artist. But what he did have was an obsession with design, a gut read on his customers, and the courage to shut off all ads when stakes were at their highest. In this episode, we unpack how Corbin went from DIY prototypes in his garage to a $100,000 a month product that's gaining the attention of top-level tattoo artists and helping newcomers enter the craft in ways like never before. You'll hear how he handled copycats, the process of product development, and how he actually leveraged social media virality to build this brand. This is Anatomy of a Brand, where every week I talk with people shaping culture, founders, marketers, entrepreneurs, and creatives to uncover what drives great brands forward so yours never settles. This is episode 19 with Inlumino Heart Ink founder Corbin Briggs. This is a unique one. This is fun. It's a different product that I'm excited to dive in with you. I want you to do something for me though, an exercise here that you weren't prepared for. It wasn't something I set you up with, but I'd love to be able to, before we dive into your product, anytime we've had a product based brand on the podcast, I love to ask them, can you describe the company without describing the product? Could you tell me what it is that your brand is without describing the actual thing your brand does or the product your brand offers? So if you were to describe what you guys are, no, that's why I'm not saying your name either, because it has some some implications in that. So I'd love for you to say, hey, this is, if I had to describe us without saying what we actually do and what product we offer, this is how I would describe us.
Sure. I would say the brand is kind of like doing what makes your heart come alive, or creating what makes your heart come alive.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love that.
Does that answer the question?
That's great. Yeah, bro. That worked. And did that kind of concept that of doing what makes your heart come alive, or what your heart has been dreaming, doing that kind of work, has that been for you kind of a common thread before you even created this product? Like it was a lot of how you thought about things and saw the world?
Yeah, absolutely. I always had a hard time working at like a 9 to 5, just because I actually worked at Dutch Bros for a little bit, and that was fun.
Okay.
I actually like that.
Everybody who works at Dutch Bros goes, and that was fun.
Yeah, it was a fun job. But anywhere else I worked, it was just like, man, this sucks. I want to just work for myself, but I don't really know what that looks like. And
Okay.
And so, yeah, my whole thought is like, why would you spend your time, your most valuable asset, doing something that you hate or don't love? You might as well be doing it, spending your time doing something that makes your heart come alive. So
Yeah, love that. And for you, creativity, we'll get into what your product is and where you'll explain it. Creativity seems like to be a part of your life for a long time, or like were you like an artist as a kid, or no? Was it like, nah, not really, this came later in life?
No, I always did some sort of art,
Okay.
and it was always in seasons. So it was, graffiti at one time. It was
So we're talking vandalism. You out there tagging streets, trains. You're that guy.
Yeah, my mom didn't know, but would hide like the spray paint cans down the street and sneak out at night, and then
Let's go.
and
So
then
you'd hide them at a different location so your mom couldn't find them, and then you'd go and sneak out and go pick them up where you stored them.
yeah,
That's awesome.
she knew that I had like drew graffiti, but she like on paper, she didn't know that I actually like tagged stuff. So sometimes, and she knew my tag, so sometimes I made it too obvious, and I'd like have to go back and like spray over it
That's
if we,
awesome.
Like, drove past the spot too much. So
You're like, whoa, that was too obvious. Mom almost caught me in that one. I put my tag too obvious.
yeah,
That's awesome. All right, so tell us what the product is that you developed and you created.
sure.
Explain it to us.
So I was a tattoo artist for a short time, only 2 years, and I was self-taught, which is really looked down upon in traditional tattooing.
Yeah, there's quite a tattooing. I have, my whole arm is done. So tattooing has some real like tradition in it sometimes. And when there's innovators, they don't always like the innovators.
Yeah. I'm accepted now. My product is accepted now, but in the beginning, people did not like it. But so yeah, I was self-taught, and that came with a lot. Like I have so many tattoos on my legs, and they're not great. I have one on my arm that I just like hate, and so but I don't really trip over it. It's like it is what
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think one thing that I was maybe lacking in starting out was just like how to hold a tattoo machine, how it works, like understanding how it works. Like when you start, you don't know anything. And I do highly recommend getting an apprenticeship if you're starting
Yeah.
out. But anyways, that's kind of where the idea came from. And I had also seen some other tattoo artists um kind of doing concepts of what I invented.
Okay.
I'll tell you what the product is and kind of
Yeah.
how it
Yeah.
came
Let's
about.
go.
But I actually have it right here. So it's
Cool.
this is what a tattoo cartridge looks like, and instead of there being a needle on the inside, it's a ballpoint pen.
Okay.
So you can take like a tattoo machine, put it in your tattoo machine, and when you turn it on,
Okay.
there it moves up and down. I don't know if you can see that. It
Yeah.
moves
Yeah.
up
Yeah. Yeah.
like a needle. So
Bro, that sound alone, my whole body is just like, I feel like I'm about to lay down because I'm like, someone's about to put a tattoo on me.
yeah, that's funny. Yeah. So basically it allows you to create really cool stipple artwork. So you
Okay.
have like
Oh, wow.
stuff like that. Um,
Okay.
you can create flash sheets and which flash sheets are something like if you walk into a tattoo shop, they'll have flash
Hmm.
sheets that you can look
Hmm.
through and choose tattoo designs that you want to get tattooed, or you'll use a flash sheet to get an apprenticeship. You'll show them this artwork
Okay.
you created so they know what your style is. So you can do
Hmm.
that, and then there's also a practice element to it where you can practice lining, whip shading, dot work, and like there's a relationship to like the machine settings and how fast your hand is moving. It's the voltage and your
Okay.
hand speed, and so you can kind of get a handle on that too and understand how they're related. Um, one big thing that people complain about is like, oh, but it doesn't teach you needle depth, and needle depth
Hmm.
is what you need to like figure out how to get the ink properly in the skin. Because if you go too
Hmm.
deep, it blows out. If you don't go deep
Hmm.
enough, it doesn't stay. And yeah, obviously you can't learn that on paper.
Yeah.
You actually can't learn that on fake skin either. So
Yeah. That's a
silicone,
challenge regardless.
it's a challenge regardless. And you're only gonna learn that tattooing real skin. So I'm like,
Hmm.
you might as well get a handle on these things before tattooing someone for real. So that's the product. Did you want me to
What?
kind of
Well,
explain?
let me ask you a question in that process. How did something like this not exist?
Dude, that was my thought when I thought of the cartridge. And actually, it came with a bit of anxiety when I had the idea because I'm like,
Okay.
this is such a good idea. Why has no one made it?
Hmm.
And so, yeah. But then I'm like, I don't know. I feel like I'm supposed to be the one to make this, so I'm gonna go for it.
Well, you have that thing where they talk about when founders are sitting there, they have blue ocean. Either nobody's done it because it's blue ocean and it's time for someone to create it, and there's no competitors because it's just too hard, and people have said, "Forget it, I'm not going to dare try." And you are like, "I'm going to try." And there's others that are like, "Hey, no one's done it because it doesn't work." But you're like, "You know what? I think there's something there. I'm going to create it."
Mhm.
And you started to figure out and toy with this, like what from when you saw the problem and that it didn't exist,
Mhm.
what was happening, and that how did you go from this like idea phase to maybe prototyping? What was your journey there?
Yeah, so I had the idea. As soon as I had the idea, I ran into my office and I took some needle cartridges, some ballpoint pens, and started like taking it apart to see if it could actually work. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this can totally work. Like this should be pretty simple to do actually.
Okay.
And so I have this funny video of the first one I ever made. It looks like garbage, but it like worked.
And you don't have a history of doing anything like this, right? Like you're not at home tinkering with like inventing products and creating products. This is you going like, hey, as a tattoo artist, I know the machine I use and I
Yeah.
think this could work. I'm going to duct tape this thing together and see if it does it.
Yeah, exactly. No Tony Stark over here. So, um, Yeah, so I did that, and then kind of the steps in the creative process were first I made a few samples like that just to see if like it could work. I'm like, all right, this can be a thing. I need like a 3D model. So, are you familiar with Fiverr?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I got on Fiverr and I found someone who could make me a 3D model in
Okay.
CAD.
Okay.
Um,
Yep. Mm-hmm.
and so I think it was like $80. And I didn't have money at the time either. So I'm like, I have this idea. How do I like when I get to the point where I can get this manufactured, how am I going
Mm-hmm.
to pay for it? But I'm like, I don't know. I just felt like I this was my thing to do. So I'm like, I'm
Mm-hmm.
just the money will come, I guess. So
Yeah.
I yeah, I just started taking like the steps that I could think of to do. And that was like the next step was making 3D model. Next step after that got made was like, all right, I need to print this like on a
Mm-hmm.
3D printer. So I put on my Instagram story, I'm like, is there anybody in town who has a 3D printer?
I
And
love that you went to 3D printing for it and versus thinking like, I'm going to go get this professionally made. You're like, no, I can get scrappy still and just get this 3D printed.
yeah, yeah. So I mean, I looked into that and it's like an absurd amount of money. And I'm like, I don't think I need that, nor do I have the funds to pay for it. So
I love it. So then you
yeah.
got somebody with a 3D printer to help you make the first model of it.
Yeah, my friend, and he actually knew how to use CAD, so
Okay.
he could kind of helped me tweak the design a bit, and we printed off a bunch of different samples and like, mm, yeah, it was really fun. Actually, it was a really fun time. Like the video, looking back on the videos, it's fun to see that. That's another tip of mine actually is
Yeah.
take videos of the process because you're gonna
Yeah.
when you get to like the finish point or get to
Yeah.
the thing, you're gonna want to look back and see
Yeah.
all those fun
Yeah.
memories.
Bro, that's real. That's real. Documenting all that stuff at those early stages pays off later when you can even just refer back to it. So
Yeah.
you started making this prototype. You made the prototype. You have a 3D printed version of this thing, but
Mhm.
still you're just in tinkering land. You're still like testing this out yourself, right? And it hasn't gone from we have our product working. Where were the hurdles? Did you immediately go like this is going to take off? Like, were you immediately like so obsessed with it and going, this is going to work? Or were you immediately like, I don't know still, like, I don't know if this is going to work. What was your honest take after you started tinkering around with the 3D printed version?
No, I definitely was like, this is gonna work. Like, it's too easy. I'm like, we have planes in the sky. Like, it's gotta be made. Like, of course, this can be made. But the funny thing is, after that phase, it was like, all right, I need to find a manufacturer.
Mm-hmm.
So I started looking, and I got told by several different ones that it couldn't be done.
Mm.
And I don't know why I didn't think of this, but I didn't ask tattoo suppliers first. I should have started there. I was just
Interesting.
asking like manufacturers who make 3D or who make molds.
Okay.
And I should have just started with the tattoo.
Interesting. Yeah. You should have gone to the tattoo industry first and see what they were. Oh, wow. That's a good call
Yeah.
out. So kind of like
So
realizing like your industry itself might have some good intel on how to develop this product further.
hmm And yeah, that would be another tip too, is like if you can you want to get IP protection, you want to get
Yeah.
intellectual property protection
Mm-hmm.
and figure out how you can protect your ideas. So
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I would suggest even talking to a lawyer
Mm-hmm.
before that step, just because.
Because you ran into something? It sounds like you're talking from a
Well,
place of
later
like,
down the line, I did. Later down the line, I did, but I'm just thinking like if I could go back, I would have
yeah.
talked to someone earlier to figure out like I shouldn't be saying this, or I shouldn't be talking to these people, or I should
Mm.
have this document, whatever it was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Uh, yeah. So, anyways, I started talking to these manufacturers, and I worked with one for like a whole year.
Okay.
And it was like issue after issue that we'd get to. I'd like kind of give them the information they needed to get past that. And then at some point after a year, it got to like, hey, I can't solve this problem. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you guys can make it, which was
Mm-hmm.
super disheartening for me.
Yeah.
Because I just spent a whole year.
Yeah.
a whole year of my time trying to get this made, and it just came to nothing. So
Wow.
I like put it down for 3 weeks, and during that time, um, my wife, my sister-in-law, and my friend Michaela, Shepler, not your Michaela, um, they all woke up on the same day and felt like they heard God tell them to
Wow.
start a business together, um,
Fascinating.
separately. And so
Separately.
they called each other, and they're like, they're kind of freaking out, and they're like, all right, I guess this means like we need to do something. So they start looking for a product, and and that was during the 3 weeks that I wasn't working.
And
And
you're like, I got something, guys.
well, I didn't think of that yet. It wasn't the time, I guess. So yeah, like towards the end of that 3 weeks, my wife is sitting in the living room telling her brother, "Hey, we this crazy thing happened, and we're looking for a product." And I'm sitting in the kitchen, drawing or something. I can't remember what I was doing. And then it hit me. I'm like, "Oh my gosh, guys, you need to take my product." And I like freaked out. She told them, they're like, "Let's do it. Like this seems like what we're supposed to do." And the other cool thing was my sister-in-law, her day job was sourcing products,
Interesting.
which was part of like, oh my gosh, I don't know why I didn't ask you sooner.
Yeah.
And but I don't know, like
Yeah. Just works that way
timing,
sometimes.
the
Yeah.
timing was perfect. So, um, anyways, yeah, so we all start working together. Jess, my sister-in-law, gets me 2 samples, or I think it was 3 samples from 3 manufacturers within 2 months. Um,
Wow. The process you were taking so long to get to, you get the one key person on your team and you get it in like a couple months.
there is some wisdom there, yes. That's another thing I've learned along the way. Find people who like stick to what you're good at, and find
Yeah.
people who are better than you
Yeah.
at everything
Wow.
else. But so yeah, she got me samples within 2 months, and then a month later we had our first order. So within 3 months of starting to work together,
Were you testing it out though? Like, were you just like, no, dude, this is going to work. I don't need to do any kind of like market testing. I don't need to have anybody look at this. I just know because of my experience and I think this is going to work. And so
yeah.
you didn't go like, hey, I'm going to take this to 20 different people who do this and see what they think of it. You're like, nah, dude, I got enough insight. I'm good.
Yep, that's kind of how it was.
So there's a little bit of like, you're like, I was a little bit naive to be like, let's go. And then a little bit like, hey man, I don't know what I don't know. I'm breaking the rules. So I'm just doing this thing.
I mean, this is the first time I've like ever done anything like that. So I don't know the rules or I don't know the steps. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh,
Literally.
it's so good though.
And I was just so certain, like, I just knew that this was like my thing to do. And so I didn't have any thoughts like this isn't going to work. I just am like, I know it's going to work. It's my thing to do. Like, I'm going to go for this. So
Wow.
like,
So you get your prototypes done. You get your next stage of manufacturing done. You take, how many orders were you in your first order? Do you remember that?
I think the first round of inventory was only like $7,000. It wasn't very much money.
But then how many actual cartridge tips things did you?
I can't remember.
Okay, so it's all right. In that process, I want to ask you another question there, actually. So you're going, okay, because I think this is a key part for a lot of people who build a good product, and they're in this process. They believe in their product. Their product is good. They themselves have tested it, whatever way they get to that confidence. For you, it was this constant reassurance, like this is going to work. For other people, they need to do X, Y, and Z to get that assurance. So you have this assurance that this is going to work. But then you have to figure out, all right, not only do I have a good product, I have a good idea now that works, but now I got to get it in front of people. I got to start taking this into a company and a brand so that it actually has legs on it and it's not just a product. What was that step for you? How did you go from going, I got a killer product to now we have something that wraps it, holds it, and now we're going to get people to know about it? What was that process like for you?
Yeah, I think there's a few different things, and it wasn't really until last year in October, so almost a year ago, only a
And
year.
you're roughly 3 years, and you're roughly 3 years old as a brand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wouldn't say like up until a year ago, we kind of really found out
Okay.
who we are as a brand and like what
Yeah.
how to be successful as a brand. But before that, in the beginning, I had other friends who had e-commerce businesses, and so I was kind of just getting advice from them on
Mm-hmm.
um, how to market yourself and be a brand. And so I
Mm-hmm.
just am like, all right, I guess I like I didn't really know what that meant. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
Yeah.
how do I sell this thing? And that meant running Facebook ads
Mm-hmm.
for me at the time, and just filming content, posting it, and seeing what happens, and then kind of like taking whatever did well and trying to reiterate or yeah reiterate and make different forms of that content. But yeah, as far as like who brand identity, I don't
Mm-hmm.
really think I had a clear picture of what that looked like until a year
Mm-hmm.
ago. And I think a big key part of that is storytelling. Um, like, I wanted to be a tattoo artist and I had no idea how to get there. And then,
Mm-hmm.
you know, letting people kind of see themselves using your product um
And where were you doing this? You were just doing this on your own personal social?
on the business's
Okay.
Instagram. Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
And making content also that people are like, wow, I want to draw like that. Like
Mm-hmm.
I want to create cool artwork on paper like that too.
Mm-hmm.
Where can I find this product so
Where
I
can you
can
find this product? Yeah. Okay.
um
I want to dive into that because when we look at branding, we look at it holistically. Our perspective here that's why with the show is called Anatomy of a Brand, is because we look at all these different elements that feed into a brand. And we look at content as the way that this brand invites and spreads its idea and going, okay, here's how, when you look at content, this is the strategy and the tactic you use to spread your idea and your product to the right people to bring them into your tribe.
uh-huh.
So when you started using social to do that, what was that process like? Did you already have like, oh man, I've done a bunch of stuff on social media and it's blown up in the past? Because you've had a bunch of different moments on social with your brand Illumino that you have gotten millions of views on stuff.
Hmm.
So it's worked. I have some other questions for you about that, but were you already doing a bunch of Instagram stuff on your own that you just took that knowledge over? Or were you like, nah, with this brand, I'm starting from scratch and I'm just going to start toying with stuff?
Yeah, so I have another business that it's completely different niche of people.
Mm,
And so I kind of had an idea of like how to make organic content that people liked, but it was like a completely different type of
okay.
content I was making. And so I really didn't know how to, I knew that it was possible to make something viral. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but I didn't know like what the
Mm-hmm.
ingredients were for this niche of people. And actually pretty early on I had content that did really well. Like I think our third video got a million views. Third video ever got a million views.
Wow.
On like an
That's
Instagram page,
insane.
no followers. And then as time has gone on, I've kind of figured out like what works and what doesn't.
What
And
works and what doesn't? Talk us through that. Like,
yeah,
what was the stuff that you did that you're like, hey, this is some of the ways I looked at our product? Because I think so many product based companies just feature their product in cool lighting or they do cool like shoots with their product. They still don't understand how content delivers differently.
yeah.
What's your take on content? What's your philosophy? How do you look at content as a product based brand?
Uh-huh. Well, the nice thing about my product is that it's super easy to film being used. Like I can go in my room and put a piece of paper down and turn my phone on and start filming immediately. And there's so
Mm,
many other people too who also can do the same. Like it's a
mm-hmm,
very easily filmed product, and
mm-hmm,
people want to show their artwork they're making. So the
mm-hmm,
affiliate side of this was super easy. The content that I was creating, um, there's a few elements that I found are uh, like key ingredients,
mm-hmm,
and uh, one is going to be like the visual aspect. Like you want it to look good, obviously. Um, I typically don't have any clip go longer than like 2 seconds, and in every clip, I'm zooming in, panning to the left, zooming out. So there's always something visually happening. Um, and it's short, so the time really matters. The very first few seconds of every video is really important. It's the most important, because you want to, like, get the person engaged immediately. Otherwise, they're going to keep scrolling. The other key ingredient is the audio. So I have like super ASMR heavy videos. So like every aspect of that is engaging and interesting, and it catches your ears, it catches your eyes, and you see yourself using this product. If you're an artist, you're like, wow, that's sick. Like, I don't have to steal things by hand anymore. I can have this machine, and like, oh, I can learn how to tattoo using this machine too. And it also is like, I could create flash art that I could use to get my apprenticeship as well. So I don't know if that answers the question.
Well, so I think a lot of brands, they're like, they hunt for virality, one, and it's not always the best tactic, but they'll hunt for virality. And then they don't really quite understand the game of content. But you understood from the get-go that there was some level of your business will grow because your content.
Yeah.
There was some kind of like connection there for you.
Yeah.
The question I have though is, did it actually, is that the main way you drove your product revenue, is through that? Did that actually happen? Did content convert to sales?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. So like I said, up until a year ago, we just ran Facebook ads, and that was what was like actually causing our business to like, we kept ending every month in so much debt, and it was so frustrating.
Because you're spending all this meta money. You're spending all this money on meta ads. You're like, what's not converting? Your return on ad spend isn't happening.
Yes. And like, again, this is my first time. I don't really know. And I've hired a professional too. So like, it's not like I don't know what's going on. Like I mean, I don't really fully know what's going on. But I've hired someone who, supposedly knows what they're doing, and he did. He's a great guy. I've actually hired him again, but that was what was putting us in debt, and I didn't realize it. But in end of September last year, beginning of October, we turned our ads off completely, because I just really felt like we're only supposed to focus on organic content. And it was pretty scary, because I didn't know anyone else who just only relied on organic marketing to drive sales. But I'm like, it was that feeling again of like, I just know this is what I have to do, and I know it's going to work. I just know.
I love it, man. I love it.
Yeah. And so we turned our ads off, and within the first month, we profited $18,000, and we hadn't made a profit in like 9 months. We just had been.
Hold on, pause. So you turn off the ad spend, right? You do counterintuitive to what a lot of people would tell. Just run Google ads, Meta ads, or Facebook ads, and you're gonna get this return on ad spend. Your product is worth this much, so if you spend this much money, it's a no-brainer. But you're not seeing that dollar amount line up to what you're spending. You then say, I'm going to go double down organic social. Did you start creating more organic social? Did you increase the volume? Did you just stop doing ads and just kept the same pace? Did you change anything after you turned off the ad?
Yeah, so I did a few things. Only 3 things. I turned off my ads. I fired all my contractors, because we had a lot of overhead from all our contractors, and I only focused on organic content. Yeah, so kind of crazy. It was really counterintuitive. But I just started pumping out videos, and they started getting traction, and I really was not sure how it was going to do. The reason when we got rid of all our contractors, and we and all that, like, our overhead was super low. Like, it didn't cost a lot to run the business, so I didn't have to make too much to keep the business afloat. But we made like far beyond what I projected, and then every month after that, we only made more. And within 3 months, all the debt we had from Facebook ads was paid off. And so we were able to start paying for all our inventory by ourselves. Like, we actually were profitable, so we could take money and get paid, which was amazing. I didn't get paid. I didn't get paid up until really like consistently paid until this July. But so you got, when you're starting something, you got to be willing to not get
Yeah.
paid for a while. But yeah, so organic has been like the game changer.
And do you have a rhythm to that? Do you go, because organic social, we have the same kind of paradigm that you have, that organic social, spend your time there versus meta ads, like stop spending money on ads, spend time on social.
Yeah.
What's your cadence for social? How do you look at developing content? Are you sitting there going, all right, here's the 5 things what's your playbook, so to speak? If you guys had a playbook for social media content that turns into revenue, what is your playbook?
Yeah, so there's a few key things. If you can, like I can do this because my product is really like people want to use my product and they want to post videos of them using it. So the affiliate aspect is super important, I think, because if you have 5 affiliates who are making quality content, which it takes time to find those people, that's 5 people making content that you don't have to make. That's stuff off your plate, you know? And at the same time,
how do you pay those people? Are you paying them through clicks per, how are you actually deciding those affiliates get revenue from that?
You can, for me, it's case by case. So like, there's some affiliates that I've found that I'm like, holy crap, this person they create beautiful artwork. They make amazing videos and they post consistently. Like those are the 3 things I want in an affiliate. So I'm going to treat that affiliate like way more. I'm going to pay them per video and I'm going to give them a commission too for their sales. Whereas someone who just maybe has good artwork, but they only post like images, they don't post videos, they don't, you know, like I might just give them a commission. So it just it's an affiliate by affiliate case, and like you'll just have to sit down and figure out what makes sense.
Yeah, you're taking it and multiplying it by building a collective of people getting your message out and looking like, hey, we're gonna attract these right people because our product looks and does this. That's awesome.
Yes. And another point on that you actually said that's really important is you said it's collective. So you're not only getting benefited from like your platform, all these other people have followers and a platform too. So all of their followers are getting to see your content as well, your product as well. So the reach is so much greater when you have people like that posting.
Okay, here's what we're seeing when people come to us and they're like, they want to do influencer marketing or they want to have their product being used or featured by other people. Do you create briefs for these affiliates? Do you go, hey, this is what we want to see from the product? Because I think so many people are just like, hey, they have lots of followers and they'll talk about my product, but you have a certain type of person. You have a bit of an avatar. Like you mentioned, there's key metrics you're looking at, not just how many followers they have. You have a couple different metrics. Do they post videos? Do they post videos of art? Do they have X amount of videos consistently? You have these metrics, but on top of that, are you giving them anything to guide that process? Or are you just sending the product and they're going, great, we'll do it ourselves?
It depends.
Okay.
So if there's an artist who already is making amazing videos, it might not be in my style, but they're the way they film content is amazing. I'm like, here, have my product, keep doing what you're doing. If there's someone who I think needs some guidance, I'll be like, hey, this is what we're looking for. If you can add this in the video, that would be great. And so, yeah, it's another case by case thing. Like if I can tell someone already knows what they're doing, that's the thing is you want to find people who you don't really have to like tell much to, who are just naturally good at filming stuff. And it's fine if you have to tell someone what you need, but, preferably you don't have to, like you just find someone who's already doing something good. But yeah, I will tell people and I won't sometimes too.
I love it. So in that process, one last question in the social world, because I think this is a highlight to how your product has become a brand and not just been, hey, we have a good product, but we're actually developing a brand here. And then I'm going to ask you a couple other interesting questions, especially about resistance, because I know the tattoo industry can be fickle. It can be interesting. And I want to hear a little bit of your little like journey through some of the walls you had to get through. But the question I wanted to ask you about social is, do you back up and go, hey, here's our content strategy, here's our calendar, here's how we do it? Or are you like run and gun? Like, I think there's a lot of kind of behind the curtain, a lot of, I don't want to call it full gatekeeping of brands. Some people are like, here's the playbook I use, but it's still not deep enough to make a difference in a business.
Mm-hmm.
If you had to let us in behind the curtain a little bit more on, hey, this is driving growth for our brand. It sells products for us. This is how I think about it. And to be honest, like, it could be run and gun. I don't care. I just want people to hear the honest truth about how these product-based brands are using content to grow.
Yeah. I'm mostly run and gun, but I think it's because content creation comes super naturally to me. And so like, I don't have to put much time into like thinking about what I'm going to create. Cause for me, it's more of a feeling, but there are times when I'll sit down and I'll open up Google Sheets, and a really helpful thing that I do is I go look at other people who have similar content as mine, and I'll put all their videos in this Google Sheet, and then I make notes on what aspects of these videos I like and that I want to in my content. So that's like the aspect of when I am thinking about what I'm creating. But yeah, for the most part, like I try to post one video per day across 3 platforms. I try to post on I post on Instagram, post on Facebook. So I guess it's 4. Facebook, which is nice because you can post on at the same time. I post on TikTok, and I post on YouTube Reels.
Okay.
Or YouTube.
Do you do TikTok Shop? Is that part of any?
Oh, that's another massive thing. TikTok Shop is amazing. It's like,
dude, let us in on the curtain on TikTok Shop. Yes. Unpack that. You just said TikTok Shop is amazing. I'm like, yes, dude, let us in.
It's also super frustrating at the same time because their customer service for like sellers is horrible. But so if you have an issue, it's like, good luck. So anyways, TikTok Shop is wonderful because the virality on TikTok is pretty crazy. Like, you can have a video just like skyrocket, and
what's a skyrocket video for you? Like, what's something on TikTok that's like, is there like, do you have something that stood out for you?
Anywhere between 5 and 10 million is like pretty good. And actually, Instagram has become more viral for me, but in the past, TikTok was more viral. But the reason I like TikTok more in a sense is because your viral video can literally have your product attached to it. Like, you can have a 5 million view video that has, ballpoint pen tattoo cartridges right there that someone can click on and buy from your video. Like, that's insane. So TikTok Shop has been great. It was like it accounted for like a third of our sales for a bit, and then TikTok Shop is so frustrating though. We like this super stupid reason we got banned, like super stupid. From their algorithm, like not from like a person looking at our account and being like, this is going on that needs to be banned. It's just they have their algorithm and it's all set up so it just automatically will report stuff. And so we got banned, and then there's no one to like.
Oh, geez.
Thing. And so for like 2 or 3 months, we didn't have that,
Oh gosh.
And then I had to figure out a new way I had to make a whole new account, a whole new shop, and it was just so frustrating. But now that's up and running again. So
you did it again. So
so
you're like, okay.
We had 124,000 followers on our first TikTok, and like it was awesome. But now we're back to 45,000 followers, I think, and we launched it like 3 months ago now, so it's doing good again.
And so, okay, let me ask you a question inside of that in TikTok Shop. Explain. So for the individuals who are listening to the podcast who have a product and they're like, man, I'm thinking about TikTok Shop, I don't really know how it works. How does your brand, how do you guys think about TikTok Shop? How does it actually work? Like, just do a quick breakdown for somebody to get an understanding of what TikTok Shop is.
Yeah, I would say I have a pretty simple understanding, but I'll give what I can. It's like any marketplace. You upload your product to it, and then when you connect your TikTok seller account to your TikTok user account, you can connect the products to your videos. But the cool thing with TikTok Shop is they have an affiliate program within TikTok Seller. And that's the part that I'm not super I don't know too much about it, but some people on my team they
it.
just got trained for that, and they're trying
Let's
to
go.
dive into that. But it's really cool because you can reach out to people on TikTok and send them your product, and they can connect it to their videos. And so it's cool that they have the affiliate account within TikTok Seller.
And so the hope is that you then take that product, do content, and embedded in your content is links to buy that.
Yep.
And then does TikTok take a percentage? How does that work? Because these are the questions some of these product-based brands are going to ask. They don't know. They'll go to YouTube and all that stuff, of course. But like, what's that breakdown there?
Bro, I tried for like 3 weeks to figure out the percentage that TikTok takes from my sales, and literally cannot get a straight answer or a clear answer from anyone. So I don't know, but I don't think it's much. I think it's probably similar to Shopify. It's like 30% or less.
Okay.
Was that
makes sense. That makes sense. Because I think that's the question a lot of them are going to ask. Like, how much is TikTok Shop going to take from my sales? And I think just these dumb hurdles that they take to get into the game and I'm like, just do it. Like,
just do it.
Just start creating it. It's like you said before, like, bro, I didn't know any better. I just started doing. All right. Yeah. Tattoo industry is fickle. They can be quite opinionated. They can be frustrating to deal with. How did you, what's the walls you hit there?
Yeah. That one was a little hard, but not too hard.
Okay.
So I was a tattoo artist for 2 years before this, and I was one who didn't do an apprenticeship. So I already got a bunch of crap from the tattoo community. And like, I already had viral posts on TikTok then. And so, like, those viral posts, it's funny looking back. Like, I deserved it, honestly. Like, I watching some of the videos, I'm like, what the heck are you talking about, bro? Like, but so I learned how to have a little bit of a tough skin when it came to people talking crap. And yeah, anyways, the thing was, I really believed in my product, that it could help people. And so I didn't care if anyone told me that it wasn't valuable for learning. I'm like, bro, it is. It literally is, bro. I had to teach myself, and I know that anyone using this is going to benefit from it. And then it was like maybe a year and a half in, I had a call with this pretty famous tattoo artist in New York. His name's Oscar Akermo, and he was like, bro, when I saw he reached out to me in the very beginning when we first launched, because I had a connection to him somehow from Reading, a friend, and he was like, dude, I love this product, love what you're doing. I just bought my apprentice some. And then he reached out a year and a half later and was like, dude, this is totally valuable for the learning process. I want this in my online course community. And so hearing him say that was really really cool to hear, because I had just been told, this is a gimmick for so long. It's not. Like, it genuinely is not. Just like, give it a try, because people see it and they're like, this is stupid, you can't learn needle depth. And I'm like, bro, like, you don't go to the gym and well, you can't go to the gym and do a workout that works out every muscle, but most of the time people are just doing something that works out.
Great analogy. And
so I'm like, how does that make sense? Like, just because you can't learn everything at once doesn't mean this thing is not valuable. Because that was people's main holdup.
Dude.
But it's now it's had so much virality, and I think people have seen it enough that they
can't overlook it.
No, they can't. So it's like, no one.
You leveraged content to give you such credibility that it can't be overlooked now. It's awesome. Well done, man. Well Thanks. Done. All right. So one last question here, or a few more as we end this thing. I know your leadership has had to grow because you faced some hardship with even like patent stuff and things like that. Like what was that war like? Because people are gonna copycat that thing quick.
It was like horrible at first. Like when you're first starting out and you see someone copying your stuff, it's just like you feel so sick.
Yeah.
And that's like for me a really grounding thing during this whole thing was my relationship with God, and I feel like he was part of how I got the idea
Love
and
it.
where I got so much strength from. So when things like that happened, I kind of had that to rely on and draw strength from, because it is like it's just a punch in the stomach. But I'm like, look, I feel like God gave me this idea. This is mine, and like I'm not gonna. I can see all these giant, because it was big companies. I can see all these giants with my idea, but I know that like this is mine, and so I just in the beginning it sucked, but you know, time went on, and as time has gone on, the picture has become clearer on taking these people down. So first it was getting the patent finally approved, because I had filed before we launched, which I'm so thankful for. Like I almost didn't file for a patent.
Oh man,
The worst mistake ever. Dude, it was crazy actually. We had a team meeting. I was deciding that day. I didn't tell anyone. I was just deciding like should I get a patent or not? Like it's really expensive. And maybe I told my teammates. I can't remember. I think I was just thinking internally about it. But my sister-in-law walks in and she's like, I just had a dream last night that we had a patent and we were at this tattoo convention in Nevada, and everyone was mad that we had the patent and they didn't because they couldn't sell our product.
Wow.
And I was like, all right, I guess that means I need to get... So that's
You're like, I'm getting a patent.
Yes. And I'm so grateful I did. Like I couldn't recommend any sort of intellectual property protection you can get it. So that's copyrights, trademarks, patents, and don't worry about the money. Like it's going to be so worth the money you spend to get those things in a year or two when people are trying to steal your idea. But yeah, so we launched 2 months later, a really big company. I see them posting pictures of our exact units.
Oh, wow.
And that was like, like, you know, like like I literally felt so sick. And, but again, I'm just like, God, what the heck? Like, and I just am like, all right, this is my thing. Like, it doesn't matter. I'm going to look past that and just keep going. And then patent gets accepted. And then we start going after people on Amazon with our patent. And then it wasn't up until this last January, end of January, that we got, it was like 1 month. We did like a one sweep and finally got everyone off. And from January to February, our sales almost doubled. We were like 2,000 less than doubling. So it went from 12,000 in sales to 22,000 in sales, just from getting all those people off. And then the lawyer who helped me file the patent, he doesn't do litigation. And so the process outside of Amazon looks like going after companies and threatening to like take them to court. And you don't actually want to go to court. Like that's the last step if you have to do that. But like the goal is to not do that and just get them removed. But it costs way more outside of Amazon because you have to. Amazon has like a process. You report someone, they have time to appeal your report, and it's a whole process that's free to do on your own. Like you can do it on your own, but outside of that, you need a lawyer to send them cease and desist, and so it costs a lot more. But and that's actually where we're at right now. We just got one person taken down, which is exciting. There's so many more to take down, but we just started that process. Found a lawyer who does litigation, and I'm very excited too.
That's awesome.
So
we got to protect what's yours. Yes. So last question here for you, and we'll wrap up here. As a leader, what has been the thing right now that you're like, I'm leading this company where our revenue is doubling at times and doubling and growing and growing. What is the thing right now as a leader that you're focusing on to keep this thing moving? What's the thing that you're focusing on?
Man, I have to talk about God more. So man, last year was so hard. Last year was just like, we'd end up $40,000 in debt at the end of a month, and I'm like, what the heck? Like, this is supposed to be successful. Like, is this? Did you actually give this to me, God? Like, did I hear right? Am I doing the right things? And then, something miraculous happens. Like, we get 23 million views, and that's all paid off. But then a few months later, I'm in debt again, like 20,000.
I love that you said we created something. We got 23 million views, and our $45,000 worth of debt is wiped out. Like, the people don't draw the correlation between content and revenue. It's just staggering, and you're just doing it over and over again. It's awesome. Sorry, I just wanted to call that out because you said it and you blinked.
That's a good point. It's a really good point. But then, ending up in $20,000 of debt again a few months later, and it just keeps growing, and that pressure is just like, this kind of refers to your last question a little bit, the struggles and getting over them. There were some things I realized, like some views that I had on how business should be done, and they didn't work with how I was supposed to be doing business with God. And he just showed me, like, this is how you need to do it. And so since last year, I've just really learned how to actually kind of like how to follow God in business. And that is like my north. He is my north. God is my North Star. And so I'm not too concerned about things going wrong anymore. I'm just concerned about the path that I'm supposed to be on. And I know that all of those things are going to like come as they should. You know what I mean? And as
Is there a counterintuitive lesson from your relationship there that you're like, hey, I did this thing and it's not what the normal is, but it paid off? Like, what's a counterintuitive lesson that you...
Who do you think told me to turn my ads off? It was, and I had thought of that before, but I'm like, that is stupid. I'm not turning off my ads. And then there was one moment, it was last week in September of last year, where it looked like I was just going to have to like close the business down because the debt was piling up, and I didn't want to. I'm working to put myself in debt, essentially. I'm working for negative $100 an hour. How does that sound? You know what I mean? That's horrible. And so there's this one week, and it really looked like I was just going to have to like end things. And so I have, peak anxiety, peak fear, peak stress. And then in that moment, I started praying, and I'd been praying the whole time, the whole 9 months, but I started praying and kind of just like apologizing to God because I've been doing business on my own for 9 months. I've been making the decisions out of like what makes the most sense and not actually asking God what to do. And so in that moment, I start apologizing, and it's the craziest experience I've ever had, actually. Like, I've gone to church my whole life, and I've never had an experience like this. I could feel from my feet to my head all of the anxiety, fear, confusion, all of it literally start leaving my body out of my head. And this is the most clear I've ever heard God's voice. I heard him tell me to do those 3 things: turn my ads off, fire my contractors, and only focus on organic content. And that's why I was so sure that if I did those things, it would work, because there's a Bible verse that says you'll have peace that surpasses understanding. Because I had peace in a moment when I shouldn't have peace. Like, I had the peace as if I had the money already. Like, if I had a profit, actually I had peace beyond that. It was a peace I've never experienced in the moment of like, I should have the most fear, And so I just knew those 3 things. I knew it was God. And so I did those 3 things, super counterintuitive. And it's the thing that has taken me here. Like, bro, in August and September of this year, we projected we'd make $34,000 and like $37,000. We made $110,000 in August, and like $107,000 in September organically.
Wow.
And so it's just like,
Bro,
that's
that's
the
wild.
sauce. Follow
That's
God.
the sauce.
Yeah.
That's the sauce. Well, Corbin, thanks for taking time with us and telling us more about this product and your story of building this, man. It's been amazing. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, man. Thank you. I really appreciate being invited to come on here. So thanks.
Yeah, man.